Welcome to the Echo Sportscast number 73.
I'm Ben Sargent.
And I'm Jackson Bolt. Today we start with the regular season in the NDA. As it comes to an end in boys basketball, we have highlights from a critical match for playoff seeding as Chippewa hosted Algonquin Thursday evening.
In volleyball, Algonquin and Chippewa also played each other, but at the Algonquin gym, as both teams are tuning up for their final game before playoffs, before next week's quarterfinals.
We also had the chance to sit down with Team Winters to talk curling and their upcoming trip to nationals, and also what the future holds for the team as they begin to look post-secondary.
All of that on the way, but first a word from today's lead sponsor, the North Bay Regional Health Center Foundation.
We often talk about the rhythm of life in North Bay. For Amanda, that rhythm was fast. Hockey practices, baseball games, juggling a full-time career, and keeping up with two energetic boys. But life hit pause after routine surgery led to a call she never expected. Stage 2 breast cancer. No symptoms, no warning. Suddenly, Amanda was facing a double mastectomy, reconstruction, weeks of chemotherapy and radiation treatments, and several additional surgeries. The path ahead was overwhelming. Through every stage, one question stayed with her. How do I keep being mom for my boys? Amanda's care team at the North Bay Regional Health Center made all the difference. They understood how deeply she wanted to hold on to familiar routines, cheering from the stands, being there at bedtime, staying present in the moments that gave her strength. Their compassion kept her connected to the two people who kept her fighting. She stayed present. She stayed grounded. She stayed mom. This holiday season, help ensure patients have access to the exceptional care they need during life's most challenging moments. Your gift helps patients like Amanda stay connected to the people they love while strengthening healthcare for families across our region. Visit nbrhcfoundation.ca or call 705-495-8125 to give.
Thursday night saw an important matchup between Chippewa and Algonquin being played at Chippewa in boys senior basketball as the winner locks up the second seed heading into next week's quarterfinals, with the second seed getting a bye to the semis. The game was close in the first half as Chippewa led, but Algonquin kept them within a basket heading into halftime, where the Ravens then started to take control. They would go on to win 82-60 as they officially lock up second place and a bye to the semis on February 17th. The Junior Ravens also beat Algonquin 56-46 later in the evening to end the regular season with a perfect 10-0 record in junior basketball, which means we do know the quarterfinal matchups. They are taking place on February 12th, so this upcoming Thursday, juniors, Algonquin will host Franco Cite at 4:30, Northern hosts Schollard Hall at 5 p.m., in seniors, Algonquin will host Mattawa at 3 o'clock, and Schollard hosts Franco at 5. Chippewa and West Ferris both get buys into the semis for both junior and senior basketball. And Jackson, with basketball, we kind of had like a little bit of an interesting conversation with a junior player the other day.
Yeah, I had a young fan when I was coaching badminton at Chippewa. He came and chatted with me about Echo, and he said, you got to talk more about the junior boys. The Chippewa junior boys are undefeated. And we talked a lot about the undefeated senior boys volleyball team. And so I think the juniors should get a little bit of the spotlight. We do have footage of them. We got footage of them.
By accident.
That one time at West Ferris. But Simon, this is for you. This is us talking about the junior boys. Hopefully they go on to win NDA and then go to NASA. I don't know how the NASA teams are in junior boys basketball.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. Now, so here's the kind of like weird thing. So we're recording this Thursday morning. So all of the highlights you saw was what I got Thursday night. So we can't really talk about what happened, but he did end up playing in that game Thursday night. So we obviously can't talk about his performance, but you know, the Chippewa, if we assume that Chippewa lost that game or won that game, they were missing a lot of players.
Yeah, the Chippewa hockey team is on a tournament trip, and other kids like injury and whatnot, and so they called up Simon to last night's game, and he played well or not.
We do not know, but either way, I wonder if Chippewa will end up taking, in the junior boys at least. I wonder if they will end up taking it, because we saw this a little bit with Schollard in football, where their junior team was really strong, and I think they ended up was it Algonquin who ended up winning the juniors as well? I think they did.
Yeah.
But the the junior Scholar Bears were like a really good team. So yes, they've had a good regular season, but they got to get it across the finish line. But I do remember that one game that when they played Ferris, they looked really strong. And
I imagine that they'll keep it together. They all sound pretty confident. So, but yeah, it'll be interesting to see if they can close it out. You probably have to play 2 tough matchups in the junior circuit. Like anything can sort of happen in the junior circuit.
I'll tell you what, this is my promise to you, Simon. If you get to the finals, I will be there. I will cover it. If you win, I'll even interview you.
Oh, wow.
So there you go. I got to hold myself to that. I don't know why I make these promises.
Yeah.
Like future me is going to be like, but I'm sure the junior games usually take place before the seniors anyway.
Yeah.
So it might be a bit of a long night.
It just depends on which school it's at. Could be at a school, but you could go all the way up to Sturgeon for that. If it's game 2.
Okay. let me reiterate this. If I have time, I will try to cover it. Because honestly, like I might not have time to go to Sturgeon and come back.
Yeah.
So why did you have to put that? That's fair. I don't know how is the Franco junior team?
Oh, I think it's Northern.
Is it Northern?
I think they're the better junior team.
Oh, that's fair. Good, fair play to Northern.
Yep.
Okay. But that being said, I haven't been out to Sturgeon this year, so maybe you take a little bit of a road trip.
Yep.
Throw on some tunes. You know, you're going on a road trip tomorrow. What tunes are you playing?
We'll have to see.
Some of the classics, right?
Yeah, probably play some Billy Joel.
That's where we're going.
Oasis, maybe.
A little ABBA.
Yeah, I could dabble in some ABBA.
I'm telling you, ABBA Gold, greatest hits. That album, that is that's the road trip album.
You know, when I'm stuck behind a plow in the middle of Sturgeon at 9 a.m., I'll be rocking to ABBA.
Yeah, cranking out some Mamma Mia. We'll see. Okay, so let's move on over to the land of volleyball. Also on Thursday, Algonquin hosted Chippewa in a final regular season tune-up in girls volleyball, specifically girls senior volleyball. It was the Chippewa girls who came out with a strong, straight-set win, which means they finished with a 10-2 record. Algonquin finds themselves finishing 8-4 on the season. So Chippewa, much like in basketball, finds themselves finishing second, and Algonquin finishing third on the season. The quarterfinals are still being figured out, so based on the information we have currently, and this goes for basketball as well, it looks like in juniors, Franco and Algonquin will each host a game as they await the winner, the West Ferris and Northern game on Monday night. And in seniors, Algonquin will get a bye to the semis where they will rematch against Chippewa on the 17th. So only one quarterfinal in the seniors, which will be Franco Cite versus West Ferris, currently set for 5 o'clock at Franco. All the quarterfinals are set to take place on February 12th. And another neat piece of volleyball news was Scholard. They had the Canador had their Panthers tournament, and Scholard, no surprise, won both in juniors and seniors. So might be a look at what will happen in the NDA. Maybe it's going to be hard to try to knock them off their hill a little bit. They're looking like a very strong team.
Yeah, they look pretty much flawless, really. And they have good depth, and they have a good mix of seniors and like grade 11s and grade 12s, and then the junior team just looks great. And so it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough for a school like Chippewa, Ferris, Algonquin to try and take a run at them. Yeah. Franco could be in there, but it's going to be tough.
And it's interesting too when you have such a strong junior team. That doesn't bode well for the future in terms of other teams, because if you have a weak junior team, you're like, oh, maybe the seniors are going to not be as good the next year. But when you look at Scholard and their junior teams dominating, their senior teams dominating, like the chance of that junior team not coming up to senior and dominating is probably pretty low.
Yeah, you just got to wait it out. Got to build a strong team, got to work on development, because I don't know if wins are going to come very soon.
Well, one of the neat things, as we saw some of the highlights from the Algonquin-Chippewa game, is Algonquin is actually hosting an OFSA. So we got an official, I guess, press release, you would call it, from Matt Sneddon back on the end of January. We're already in February, which is just a Crazy thing to say. And this is what I'll read just a couple of excerpts from that press release. So in just over a month, the province's top high school volleyball players will converge on the city of North Bay. École Secondaire Catholique Algonquin, in partnership with Canadore College, will host the OFSA Girls A Volleyball Championship from March 9th to 11th. The 3-day tournament will feature 20 teams and approximately 300 athletes and coaches competing in 55 matches to crown a provincial champion. It goes on to say that the games will take place at the gymnasiums at École Secondaire Catholique Algonquin and Canada College's College Drive campus. Event details are available on the championship website at turnifyapp.com/live/OFSA Girls Volleyball. Admission is $20 for a tournament pass or $10 for a day pass. The organizing committee looks forward to hosting an exciting championship that reflects the welcoming spirit of North Bay and offers fans the chance to experience high-level volleyball. And it was a long press release because the press release itself, that was literally 2 paragraphs out of like 10.
Oh,
it was
gosh.
a lot. Like, they are pumped for this for this OFSA, which they should be. It's going to be super exciting, I think, for them to be able to host this.
Absolutely. Chippewa hosted girls AA or AA AAA last year at Canadore College as well, and it was great. It was great. I believe like Oak Ridge won it.
Okay.
And they had some strong players.
I don't know who that is.
Me neither, really, but they had some super strong players who you like are signed nationally for like beach and stuff, and so it was great to see. And in the final was Champlain from Sudbury, who was a single A school who declared up to AA and made it all the way to the final.
Cool. Actually, we're just talking about volleyball, and this reminded me. So we were doing some stuff, some other client stuff, and one of the guys, this was just complete accident, is the guy we were doing client work for, he's the assistant coach of the Lakers volleyball, like men's volleyball team. Like, he was literally just leaving, and he's like, oh, I got to go do this. Like, I'm the assistant coach up there. And his name's John, and it was just funny because I was like, oh, we should get you on the Sportscast. So I'm going to see if we can get him on, because the thing that's super interesting about this, speaking of volleyball, is he was saying that women's volleyball, the best players tend to play in the U.S. They go down to the States and they play NCAA. But he's like, one of the things you don't realize is like men's volleyball play OUA. And the Lakers have one of the top, like the OUA has like the top men's players. Like, I think he was saying like lacrosse, where they'll have players play in the National Lacrosse League and things like that. He was saying that they have players who go on to play like nationals, like super high level.
Yeah, Jackson Young a few years ago he's playing internationally right now, and he played for Nipissing. And I remember he was like a hero at Nipissing, basically, and like good for him, great for him.
Yeah, because we talked about how Logan Gilpin's now going, I think, next year for them. And when I heard that, I'm like, that's actually way more impressive now, knowing like that's how good you have to be able to play at like a top level. You know, it's not just people are walking on or there's not a lot of competition. You're going up against some of the best teams in like the continent, I guess.
Yeah, like it's not like you're a hometown kid who gets signed and you never see like the court. Like, no, you have to. This is a real program. This is a prestigious, hard program playing against tough competition.
I mean, and he came from down south, right? So he came down from down south, did a year of high school here. I don't know if he moved directly up here because of that or if there was other circumstances. Nobody knows. But, I mean, that also says a lot to Chippewa's program as well in the boys volleyball. But I just thought that was a neat antidote. So maybe upcoming we'll have a couple of coaches from the Lakers coming in to talk about their volleyball, because that was just a really neat thing. And I wanted to throw that in the volleyball section of our Sportscast.
Absolutely.
Yeah. The next section we have is hockey. And what you'll see is no B-roll, because I didn't go on Saturday night because I thought that Algonquin and Schollard were playing Wednesday night. And then I found out they were playing next Wednesday night. So I don't have any footage from that game, but I did hear, because when I went to do the Trappers game, Evan was there, Evan Chemery, their goaltender, who I didn't realize was one of the extra, I don't want to say extra players, but he's on the roster, but he's on the depth chart, I would say, of the U18s, which I had no idea. So good for him. And he was just talking about the game, and he was like, oh, I didn't see you there. I'm like, no, I was going to go Wednesday. He's like, but we're all gone Wednesday. I'm like, oh, no. But anyways, long story short, he said that, well, you texted me, you said we have a lead for the first time ever. You guys played Schollard, and you ended up, it was only 5-3. That's so an impressive game for the Ravens, and I know that Schollard had their backup in, But tell us a little bit about the game on Saturday night.
I'd say it was a fantastic game all around. Kids were pretty excited. Scholar did have their backup in, and he played well, actually. He played really well. Scholar had 5 goals total. They had 4 power play goals, and then 1 on even strength. And Chippewa found it a little bit. At the beginning of the year, they had trouble defending, and like a lot of trouble defending, and they just kept getting hemmed in, but they broke out a lot, and they had strong chances in the offensive zone and like good moves through the neutral zone. It looked like they had it, like not that they had the win, but it looked like they were a competitive hockey team, which at the beginning of the year, I would say was not the case.
I do appreciate how you texted me being like, they have a lead for the first time. And then 10 minutes later, it's like, and they're down 2-1. And I was like, that's what I was expecting.
Yeah, we scored first. And that was like pretty exciting. And then Scholar was up 2-1 after 1. And then we didn't get the lead back, but it was 4-3 for a good amount of time. And then they scored like a backbreaker with about 4 minutes left or 3 minutes left.
It's interesting too, because I still think Scholar is a lock to win. It would be very surprising that if the Bears don't, they're so good. They have Tyler Miller does such a good job with that program. It would be, it's so difficult, I think, to beat them in a 3-game series. But when you look at where the Ravens have come from the start of the season, where I got there in the third period, it was already 12-0, to now where I don't think you guys have given up more than 5 goals in a game in the last few games, which is impressive. You've come a long way. I think scoring is going to be a challenge, but it gives you I think it's going to create a very interesting semifinal between you and Algonquin, because I think Algonquin is good, and I think that they have on paper the upper hand, but then there's also the momentum. So I am curious, because you guys have the strong game, unless Algonquin goes out and beats Scholar this upcoming Wednesday, which would also be very interesting because you take down the undefeated Bears, and that's a huge boost. I think it's going to be a very interesting hockey semifinal.
Me too. I would say that I agree, I guess if you say historically this season or on paper, Algonquin would have the upper hand. Chippewa's definitely still the underdogs. But I think Chippewa's going to get experience from this tournament that they're in. They're going to play against Mattawa next week.
Yeah.
And they've tried everything. They're pulling out all the stops to be the most ready they can.
And what did they do a couple nights ago?
They won their first game.
Look at that. They
won their first game in a tournament. They won 5-4, and Drayden Fernandez had a hat trick.
There you go.
It's great. It's great to see.
Do you know how the Barons did?
I don't.
Because I believe, from my understanding, is that they were both. I know Scholar was in a different tournament in a different area, so I'm not too sure how they did, but I think the Barons were in the same tournament.
Yeah, I think they probably went down to Canlan as well. I don't know how they did.
Okay, well, if anybody knows, let us know.
Yeah.
I still want to get some of those coaches in as well, and get a talk to some of them as you go into the hockey season. It'll be it's going to be, I think, a more interesting playoff, especially the semifinal, than I was expecting for most of the year. And so you should be proud about where the team has come, but I still think my predictions. I still think Scholar's going to. I still think it's going to be Scholar Algonquin in the finals, and then Scholar winning it probably in straight games.
Yep.
But I said this last week. I love a Cinderella story.
I could enjoy a Cinderella story. You're right.
Yeah, Algonquin could win it.
Yep, Algonquin could win.
That's not the Cinderella story you were thinking of.
No, but I don't know.
Yeah, well, that's the beauty. You have to show up for the 3 games. Going back, I'm going to pull my Trappers card out here. They played the U16s. They've never lost to this. They always beat up on them, and they almost lost to the U16s on I guess it was Sunday afternoon. So it was they ended up winning 5-2, but they were down 2-1 going into the third period, and they scored that goal with 20 seconds left. So they would have gone down. If they didn't score that, they would have been down 2-0. And Josh Tossier, he stood on his head for most of that game. And then Cedar Montroy just was like, hey, I'm going to score a hat trick. And
hey, I'm
whatever.
Cedar Montroy.
Yeah. So either way, but the point is, anything can happen. That's how they lost it last year. They were far and away the best team in the league, and they ended up losing to the Sudbury Wolves, the U18s. So I'm just saying, anything can happen in playoffs, but it is interesting to see where hockey's going to go. And I believe the playoffs, when do they start?
For Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day. There you go.
Yep.
Which is, I guess, next weekend. There will be that one more game against Algonquin, and then that's a Saturday night.
Yep.
Nice way to start. Game 1?
Game 1 of the semifinal. I am in Michigan.
You're not even going to be there.
Nope. I'm just have full faith that we're going to win.
Okay. Well, when's game 2, though?
I imagine Wednesday.
Okay, so you'll be back for game 2.
Yeah.
So even if Algonquin sweeps it, at least you'll get one game in there.
I'll get to say goodbye.
You'll get to stop. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
If they sweep it, under the impression they sweep it, I'll get to say goodbye.
Okay.
I hope not.
Okay, cool. One last piece of social news. Jackson, I'll get you to read this one out.
From Chippewa's socials, Chippewa Nordic brings home ND8 championships. Our race team had a successful day under sunny skies at North Bay Nordic, with both junior girls and junior boys claiming the ND8 banner. Some podium results for the junior girls high school. First was Hannah Helms, second was Evelyn Ross. The junior girls open, first was Amy Denston, and junior boys open, first was Sebastian Lawrence, third was Callum Larrabee. Senior girls high school, third was Larkin Allen. Senior boys high school, second was Will Raymer. And the new skier girls, third was Jolene Webster. Huge congratulations to all our athletes who competed today. Your hard work and dedication showed on the trails.
What is new skier girls?
I think it's just like a novice category.
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to think of a sport that has it. It might just be skiing or swimming. I feel like swimming has a new swimmers thing.
If anybody knows, let us know in the comments. And as we move on to another thing that you don't know a lot about, but you sure as heck learned it.
I know, yeah.
We got to sit down with Team Winters, which was actually really neat. We got to grill your sister's boyfriend a little bit. We had all 4 of them in the studio, and we got to talk to them a little bit. You did it by yourself, which is how did it go for you? It felt
great. I had somebody talk to me and they were like, "Oh, like I saw you on this podcast," and I was like, "Yeah, I've been doing this since September," you know. And it was a great feeling to do a little bit on my own. Like obviously each episode or each time we do a spotlight to get a little more comfortable. But having the connection with Aiden was like made it a little easier, and being like older, more experienced than those kids, it was easier to talk to them, I found, but it was overall really great. I felt good about it.
I thought you asked some solid questions. You got a little bit. It was funny when they were trying to use terminology, and I was just sitting there like, he has no idea what any of this terminology is.
Immediately, I asked them a little bit about themselves, and then I was like, well, I'm lost. Like I thought that was the easy question.
What? Because they talked about peeling a lot.
I don't know what that means.
So
the rock moving?
No, it's like when you hit the. Okay, so I don't want to get this wrong because I'm not incredibly confident with it. I believe it's when you hit a rock and it goes off. Because if the rock hits the side wall, it's counted as out of play.
Okay.
So I think that's when you hit you hit the rock on the side and you knock it out of play. I think.
Okay.
I don't know. You can watch the Olympics and get a little bit more of a feel for it.
Immediately they talked about the turn of the wrist, getting the rock to spin and curl, and I was like, wow, this is way more intense than I ever thought it would be. I thought it was just throw things at things.
It's hard. I've done it once. And it's, you have to turn it like a certain clock, like as on a clock, you'd be like, you turn it like 3 o'clock and you get a certain amount of spin. And then you have to like spin it with a certain amount of
torque.
Yeah. And it's hard because it's super easy to throw it too hard.
We should go. Me, you, Isaac, and Chris. We should go.
Yeah, we can try.
Yep.
Go up against Team Winners?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, you in your peak badminton form, who would win? Probably Team Winters.
Yeah, they're a national.
That's not even close.
I went to Austin, which is great, but
okay. So, I played junior football.
Yeah, well, you played baseball,
but Isaac is a basketball star.
It's true.
So,
yeah, those boys would get crushed in basketball.
But if we were all playing curling, we'll see.
No, we would lose. If we could get 3, I'd be happy.
3 what?
Points.
Oh. Yeah. Do you even know how to get 3 points? Dude, we would never get 3 points. We wouldn't even get 1 point.
Okay, then 1 point.
We would be just sitting there with the hammer the whole time. But actually, you know what? They did say they like to have, this is a little bit of a little excerpt, but they did say they like to have the hammer at the end.
Yeah.
You want to have the hammer in the last end.
They would rather be down 1 with the hammer than up 1 without it, which I think is ridiculous, but I don't I'm no expert.
I like to live life dangerously.
Yep.
All right, so let's throw things over to our interview that we had with Team Winters. That was all Jackson, so let's throw it over to that now. It's almost that time of year. Early mornings at the rink, fresh notebooks and backpacks, and a community gearing up for another great season of varsity sports. At Source for Sports North Bay, we're proud to be part of it all. Whether it's finding your kid's first pair of skates, gearing up for tryouts, or outfitting your team for the season ahead, we've got you covered. Because here, we're not just a sports store, we're neighbors, coaches, teammates, and fans. And we're proud to cheer you on every shift, step, and stride of the way. Visit Source for Sports North Bay at 1321 Fisher Street, and let us help you along your way.
We are here joined by Team Winters, the U18 curling team around here in North Bay in Northern Ontario. Gentlemen, if you could all introduce yourselves and tell me briefly who you are and what your connection to curling is, that would be lovely.
My name is Wesley DeCary. I started curling about 8 years ago. My dad always curled when I was growing up, so looking up to him was a big inspiration to get into the sport.
My name is Riley Winters, and I like curling.
My name's Aiden Baxter, and he got me into curling.
My name is Grayson Gribben. I'm the second on the team. I think I started 4 years ago now, and my parents both played, so they got me into the curling game.
Okay, awesome. And Grayson, you mentioned you were second. Is that like your position in curling?
Yeah.
Okay, what are the other positions? How many are there, and what are they?
There's alternate, so it's like you occasionally play when someone's sick or hurt. There's lead, which is Aiden. I'm second. Wesley's vice, and then Riley's skip.
Okay, and which does each do?
So lead would kind of like set up the ends so that we're able to do what we want to later in the end.
Second, you're throwing like come around guards, or you're throwing high hard shots, getting rid of many rocks.
Vice does a bit of everything. So start off with sweeping, and then usually throwing some of those hard shots because the end's a lot more set up. And then when the skip's throwing, you're the one in the house calling line and telling everyone what to do.
Okay, lots of terminology I know and lots that I don't know about that, but that makes sense. So you guys have played for a long time. You guys have played club and school curling. What is the biggest difference between club curling and school curling? Is there a difference?
So, school curling's really easy. Because three of us go to the same school. So, it's our competitive team -1. So, we just bring a friend out and teach them how to curl, and we always win OFSA. Or always win NASA, not OFSA.
So you just bring a random alternate, you just pick, you're just like,
Yeah, we'll take this guy.
You're an
this year.
athletic kid. Okay. I see. That's a funny way to do it. That's a good way to do it. So talk to me about the game plan going into a game, and then does it change going end to end? Like how does it form, and then how does it change, and what is it?
So we start off by we'll talk before the game, and we'll have a debrief before and after, and also before and after every end. What we want, the goal for the game, normally it's to win. And then end to end, it'll change.
Okay, is there any do you ever analyze your opponents? You're like, oh, this person's really good at hitting the middle, or this person's really good at sweeping, and you play around that?
Some teams have certain players who are better at one turn than the other.
Yeah.
So if it's really bad on the one side, we tend to play to that side.
Yeah, like a right-handed, left-handed pitcher.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Yeah.
It'd be more stuff you'd notice during the game.
Yeah.
You wouldn't notice it before.
Unless you know them.
Yeah.
Speaking of it, unless you know them, do you guys play against the same kids every time? How much variability is there in opponents Northern Ontario?
So there's not much competition in Northern Ontario. We normally travel down south to play.
Start of the season, we go down to
Yeah.
Ottawa and places down south to play better and more teams.
So do you have a rival then? Or not really? Because it's all new.
Team from Sudbury called
right
Team
now.
Rajala.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
For U20.
What's the record? What do you guys...
We're pretty good against them.
We've only played them once this season, and we beat them. But last season, they beat us in the final. So I think we're 2-2 now.
Yeah, we're
'Cause we-
probably close to that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so we're
we
probably
could-
dead even. with
We
them.
cooked them in the first game at Profs.
Okay. And then you guys mentioned that you're going to nationals later this week. So huge congratulations to you guys. And you said you've been 2 times before, U18s and then U20s and then U18s again. Why the U20s last year and why U18 this year? What's the big difference? Like what's the difference?
So last year we made the U18 final and the U20 final. Unfortunately, we lost both, but the U20 final had 2 spots based on Northern Ontario's previous good showings.
Mm-hmm.
And U20 is just harder. There's older, better people.
So how important does age play a factor? Like really, how important is it?
Age plays a pretty strong factor just because curling's all about experience and
By that time, you're done growing, so you're a
Yeah.
lot bigger and
Yeah.
easier to carry rocks and stuff like that.
Okay, so you can throw them harder, or like you
Yeah,
obviously
Throw them
experiment.
harder,
You
throw them harder.
sweep harder.
Sweep harder, just
Yeah.
bigger, stronger.
Okay, well that's exciting. And so, looking at this provincials in Timmins, I didn't know Timmins was eligible to host. Really, what are you guys looking to go do? Obviously, win is going to be the goal before the game. But what are you really looking to go do? Do you think you have enough years or experience under your belt to give it a good shot at winning, or like what are you looking for?
yeah, I think we have a really good shot at medaling at least.
Yeah.
And hopefully getting that win in the end. 2 years ago at U18 Nationals, we had an extra end against one of the teams in the playoffs, and they ended up going to win bronze. And then the year after, they won gold when we weren't there. So this year, we should be on top since they're not there, and we can beat anyone.
Okay, and do you guys have any alternates going down in case you go down with the
No.
sniffles or anything? No? Just okay, well, no pressure, guys.
4-4.
Yeah. And so how is it set up? Is it like a bracket? Is it like a round robin? How does
3 pools of 6,
Yeah,
7
7.
for a round robin.
Okay.
So it's a short round robin. So every game matters.
Yeah.
So do you play everybody or you play,
Just
Yeah.
Everyone in
pool.
our pool.
Yeah.
so you'll play 6 matches?
6 games,
before,
and then
then
top
playoffs.
4 from each pool make playoffs.
and then it's bracketed after that?
Yeah.
Okay, exciting. Well, that's every game matters obviously at a provincial or national level tournament, but having to be top 4 in your pool is easier than everybody makes it and then you're just seeded differently.
Yeah.
Have you seen the teams or competitors in the other pools yet? Do you know who's in your pool? Do you know who's in
Yes.
other pools?
Yes, we know a few teams. We're familiar with teams from other pools and players on teams from our pools, but not really full teams.
Yeah, a
Like
lot
a-
of teams have changed it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot
Changed
of
their
people
lineup.
aged out last year, so they've had to change their lineups. So
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense. That's interesting. It seems like you guys have a good grasp on it and a good shot at it this year. It seems like none of you have aged out. And so you're all looking at the other teams and going, okay, this kid's not going to be there. This kid's not going to be there. So you guys got it.
Actually, we'd have another year of U18 next year, but they changed the rules next year to U17.
Really?
it's coming U17 next year.
And so you have to play U20,
Yeah.
Yes.
but that shouldn't be an issue.
Yeah.
No.
No.
Yeah, okay. That's okay. That's good. And then, so looking at OFSA, you guys have you been? Wesley?
Yeah, I went
Okay.
before.
When you guys have gone, what is it like comparatively?
It's similar, but there's also some things they're different. For competitive, we have to use a certain type of
Gameplay.
gameplay, but also I was gonna say a certain type of broom pad
Okay.
to sweep.
Yeah.
But also they kind of just said there's 2 different types. There's a competitive one which we have to use for U18s and U20s, but there's also a recreational one which changes the way it affects the rock. So they kind of just said it's not recommend it's high. They said it was frowned upon, but everyone that played competitive was using the
The recreational.
recreational
Yeah.
ones,
Really?
just because it gives you
It's
So it's
much
a big
more effective.
advantage.
Yeah.
much
So-
more effective to affect the rock.
You guys did too then?
No,
Ye-
we didn't.
Uh,
or maybe one of us.
I think
I think
Or me and Lincoln.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because we
And
were
then
sweeping.
how close did you come to winning?
We were undefeated in round robin, and then we sold the quarterfinal.
Had a bad game in the quarterfinal. and
Yeah.
Okay, so is the plan to go back this year then?
We actually aren't playing school curling this year because everything conflicts with nationals.
NDA is like the exact same dates as nationals, and then OFSA would overlap with U20 nationals.
We
if
asked our
were-
teacher if we could get a bye to NASA, but they didn't like that idea.
No.
Yeah, I guess it's not fair to
No.
the
Yeah.
kids that work hard all year and then
Yeah.
come and swoop in. So when you went, you had obviously you didn't have these guys to go with you. So what was that like?
It was very different.
Yeah.
Yeah, just we had 2 people on my team were on our competitive team before, but they were older and they aged out, and so we beat them at NASA, we beat them at NASA, and we ended up losing in the playoffs at NASA, but we were hosting in North Bay, so we got a bye to OFSA, and we ended up making playoffs and losing in the quarterfinals.
That's fine. That's good. How did your mentality change from being like on this competitive team to not having those guys anymore? Like, what is it? What was the change? What did it look like?
Just calling simpler shots and shots that like don't require as much sweeping or getting close to guards. Just playing a lot simpler game compared to what we play competitively.
Okay. And then moving forward for you guys, what does like the 2-year plan look like? What does the 5-year plan look like? Have you thought about it at all? Because obviously people of your age like either move away to go to school or it sounds like U20s, you have until U20 to sort of play minor curling, comparing it to other sports. So what does it look like after U20? What's the plan?
Well, next year I'm moving away for school to Sault Ste. Marie, and he is also probably moving somewhere south. So I think we'll play U20 provincials next year and hopefully go to nationals. But we're going to decide what we want to do next year after this season's done. And then I think the long-term plan is too hard to tell. We'll see what we all think in a few years' time.
So with moving away, you still stay together as Team
Yeah,
Winters?
we just meet up at the provincial and play.
Okay, so you get the bye.
And they'll still be curling with, like, Sue has a good team.
Yeah.
And
we're gonna get together for the big events, basically.
yeah.
But so will you two train together? Like, how would training look like? Because if you're going to train individually, you're going to train individually, and then you two will train together. Like, you just find another team, or you like?
No, like we play league curling like
Okay.
every day of the week, pretty much. And we'll still probably have practice.
Our coach will still
Our
be in
coach will
North
still
Bay,
be
so
in
we
North
could probably
Bay,
get
so-
some help from him still.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so, if you had to just individually say you play U20 nationals next year as a group, and then your lives sort of split, what is your individual goal for your future of curling? Like, do any of you want to play any further than, like, if Team Winters ends up not becoming a thing after U20, are you going to still look to play competitively? I think you'll still all play league if you love it and have a passion for it, but will you look to play to that next level?
I think I'll always play curling, like at the club level, but competitively, I'm just not sure at this point in time.
It's hard to tell because, like, you might not even have a team, or, like, you might not have a good team. Like, maybe you get a team, but you don't want to play with them.
So the personnel, like, matters, but it, like, really, really matters. Like, you couldn't find a team in the Sioux when you're 21 and go on anymore. Like, probably not.
Yeah, it'll be tricky. It definitely won't be as good as this team because we've been together for 5 years, and that helps a lot just with bonding and getting to know each other.
Okay, does that, it sounds like you guys haven't thought about it a ton, but does that sadden anybody? That saddens me that you guys are one last hurrah. You should be pretty excited to go to this U18 Nationals then, if this is.
I
this
think
is
that's
it,
why we
so-
really want to win this time.
Yeah, well, now I do too. Of course I do. But now I want you guys to win. Well, that's good. Okay, so looking at curling itself, and then if there's any terms that I might not know, either paint a picture or try and compare it for me, please. So talk me through one end. Like, let's say end number 3. Like, not the first end number 3 tie game, what does it look like?
Do we have hammer or not?
I don't think he knows what that means.
It means the last shot.
Yes. There you go.
Hammer means you're losing, and you guys don't normally lose, so no hammer.
No hammer.
You're up, Skipper.
Depends on the team too. We're playing a good team or like a mid team.
Playing the best team ever.
Best team ever. We're
Yeah.
probably putting center.
Putting a guard up right on the
guard.
center.
Okay, so
Guard
what's
in
the
front of
first
the
person doing?
I would throw a guard on the center line in front of the house.
Okay, that's the circle.
Yeah, the house is the circle, so they're out in front of the circle.
Okay. And then what happens?
So then the other team probably throws a corner. Well, like, so center's here, corner's here, house is here.
Okay.
So the right or left of
The house.
the center guard.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then I'd probably come around
Wait,
into
so you
the
get
house.
to go again?
Yes.
Yeah, everyone throws 2.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Well, this is good to know.
So
I didn't know that at all, actually.
So I'd probably come around the guard behind it in the house.
So you're throwing 2 guards now, and you have like,
Just-
No, he's throwing one guard.
I'm throwing one guard. The other team would probably throw a guard, and then I would come around it and into the house,
Around his guard.
around my
on the
own
center
guard.
line.
okay, so you're
So I'm throwing a
you
guard
got-
and then
you have
behind
2
it.
lined up here.
Yes.
And this guy's is over here, over there.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Then what?
So then the other team would go around their guard to
Okay.
the wing, to the side of the house, under their guard.
And then depending on how good his is, like if his is perfect top 4, basically covering the pin, then I'm probably throwing another guard or putting one right on top of it.
Yeah.
Depends on the situation. And then they're
Yeah,
probably,
They're probably peeling. They have to.
if I make it good, they're going to try and take out our guard. And then if they only get the guard, then we're just probably guarding for the rest
Yeah.
of them. Our
So you're
2
sitting-
rocks.
Yeah.
Because you have the points.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
have if
Yeah.
Aiden's second one and your first one is perfect.
Really good, yeah. We're
Then-
just going to guard it for the rest of the event. And
So
try and
Aiden's very important.
yeah.
I assume you're all very important. There's only 4 of you.
If he makes his shots every end, we shouldn't lose.
Okay, well
Like if
that's
picture perfect.
As long as we make our shots.
Yeah.
As long as
Yeah.
these guys make something,
Yeah,
then you can
it's chill. Yeah.
yeah.
So even if there's 8 rocks being thrown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So even if you land all 8 of them in there, like that's not always the goal. You're trying
very
to land
rare.
like 2 of them in there.
Yeah.
And have them have 1 or 0.
Because if you have 8 in there, they're just gonna hit everything. And
8
then
is
they're-
more rare than a hole in one.
It was the goal last Wednesday.
If you have 8 in there, they're just gonna hit everything,
Yeah.
and then you're gonna have no rocks left, and they're gonna be sitting 8.
Yeah.
So sometimes the plan is to guard to protect yours, so they can't hit it, or hit theirs out, so you outcount them.
Okay, and then how important like really is the hammer?
Really
Like
important.
give me an example of when it's super important.
We would in the last end we would rather be down 1 with the hammer
Then
than be up 1 without.
Yeah, that last shot's really important.
Who takes your last shot? Okay. Every time?
Yes.
It has to be him?
Yeah.
The lineup doesn't change.
Okay. Well, that's exciting. Have you ever had any like really sick comebacks, or you just like bury a team in the first 3 ends, like just
Yeah.
like good teams, like not like obviously you've had some mismatches in your lifetime, but you go and you play a team and you're like, oh, well they're having a bad day. Like what's a sick comeback or just like a all out domination that you guys have had?
Yeah, there's been some times where we come out strong, and the other team, it's not their day. Like in
Like Janelo.
the Super Spiel in Ottawa.
Mhm.
We were playing one of the Quebec teams.
They
and-
actually got bronze at U18 Nationals last year.
and they're going back to U18 Nationals this year. And we came out strong as always, and they couldn't figure out the ice.
Yes.
And
they didn't know the ice.
we were done after like 5 ends, I think.
Yeah, he didn't even let me throw my
Was
last
it
for
10
4 or
game or
something.
8?
8.
8 ends.
8.
Oh, so there was a mercy rule.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
And
yeah.
that's if you beat
You
the
can
team.
give
team
up
that's
at any
losing
time.
Yeah.
can give up.
Oh,
Whenever.
really?
Normally in big tournaments, they like you to play a minimum of 6 ends, though.
Yeah.
I don't know if you get past N6, like is there a point where you cannot win anymore or you can always come back?
I mean, if you're up by enough mathematically, yeah.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
normally you can always come back. You just it's really
It's just
hard.
really hard, yeah.
Yeah.
Is giving up common?
Yes.
Yes.
Usually with
Oh,
like 1 end to go. Like
Yeah.
if you're
If you're up
down
the
4 or
sixth
5
end, you
points,
probably-
it's really hard to come back in 1 end. So
So
most
just-
teams give up unless it's like a must-win game. Then they
Yeah.
might try.
Aren't you just taking away more reps though? Like, wouldn't you just like try like a trick play or something there? Kinda, not really.
Focus on
What's
the
the
next
point?
game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Save our energy.
I get that logic. So you're looking to see that Quebec team this year in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're
Actually,
not
both,
in our pool.
both Quebec teams. They're actually Quebec 2 again. We play Quebec 1.
Yeah.
So that'll be a good game.
Yeah.
Okay. So you better beat the pants off them.
Yeah.
When I ask my sister if you guys beat the Quebec team, it better be a yes. It better be a yes. Okay, well that's exciting.
We actually have probably the hardest pool.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
but like, will it be hard or is it just the hardest?
There'll
We
be
have-
some hard teams. There'll be
There's
some
a
easier
few,
teams.
yeah.
We have no territories, and the territories are free. Like, it's so
I
easy.
see.
Don't have as many. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. That what are the other strong provinces? Like
Saskatchewan.
Alberta.
Always strong.
Alberta's not as good this year.
which
still
is-
gonna be good.
Yeah.
Which is the strongest?
This year?
Us or Ontario.
Ontario
Yeah,
or Northern Ontario.
It's pretty good.
So speaking from the point of view of someone who knows nothing, like me, about curling, how would you get them into it? Like, Aiden, you said Grayson got you into it. And so what would that, like, how do you get them into it?
Yeah, so when I moved here 4 years ago, met him at school, and then they had a pretty big event happening in Memorial Gardens.
I do remember that, yeah.
So his mom at the time was the president of the curling club, so she was like co-chair of that event, and so he brought me out to watch it, and then a week or two later, him and his mom brought me out on the ice and to try it, and just
History. Magic. Okay, so you would say, like, show them on TV or like an event if
Yeah.
possible,
Yeah.
like this is what it can be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then how was the initial training process? Like, was that rough or was it fun?
yeah. It's a lot of
failing.
Yeah, it's not as easy of a sport as people would think. It's a lot of failing.
It's a
before
lot of
you-
being bad before you. It's like you be bad,
Learning how to
and then you
skate.
get a team, and then you be bad, and then you lose, and then you start to win, but you still lose more than you win, and then you start to win more than you lose, and then like this year we're 22-3 against U18 teams.
That's good. That's winning a lot more than you lose.
Yeah.
So when did you get the call up? When did Mr. Winters hit you up and be like, so we need a fourth. We run no alternates. We need a fourth.
So
You're it.
last year was my first year as the lead. The year before I was the alternate. Josh was our lead that year. He then aged out, and so I came up to lead, and then
That was it.
Yeah.
And then you didn't replace him. Didn't fill Josh. You just you got 2 more years left, and so
Yeah.
what's the point of training? Are there any up and comers? Are there any 14-year-old, 15 like kids at the curling club that you're like, oh, this could be another strong U18
not
team?
not really
our
at our club. Like
maybe in Thunder Bay.
Yeah. At the U18 provincials, we played a team, and some of them are pretty young. Like, we beat them by quite a lot, but they were like 14 years old, so they still have quite a few years to.
And they're starting to get it. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, they're starting to. Yeah, if those teams together.
The team name, Team Winters, I'm just learning is not the coach's last name. It's the skip's last name. What is that about? Why is it like that?
I'm not really sure, to be honest. I think
Yeah.
that's just the way it's
Always
pretty much
been,
always
yeah.
been.
Can you
Yeah.
change it?
Yeah,
Some teams,
teams,
do, but it's pretty weird.
There was
Yeah.
a team,
They like take their initials
they're
and
like all 4
make
players'
them-
initials.
No, that's
But
gross.
then
I want,
it's,
Yeah, I
yeah,
want
then it's
exactly,
just like
yeah.
like
letters.
a mascot or something. Like North Bay blank. You know? No, it's just
yeah, it's just the last name.
I don't know where that comes from.
Yeah, I don't know.
seems like all the pressure is on the skip. He's got to throw the last shot every time. He gets the team name. The whole name is on him, even though the coach is Wesley's dad. Doesn't matter. Shout out to the coach, Coach Steve.
Yeah.
Coach Steve DeCarey, for training these boys up and taking them, traveling them all across the country, I guess, really last year and this year. So shout out to him. Unfortunately, he couldn't be here today. Just busy life. He didn't die or anything. He just has a life. But that's awesome. That's great. All right. So thank you, gentlemen, for joining me here today. I'm excited to watch or definitely hear the game report after each match of nationals and see how it goes in the future.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
So pretty good. Can't really complain. I think it was a fun conversation.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You did a good job.
Thank you. They did great. I'm still saddened to hear that this is it. It makes it more real, I think.
Well, they didn't say it was it. It was just, people move away. That's part of life. Everybody drifts away. You have different interests. It's tough too because they're so good.
Yeah.
I think that's the thing where you go, because you think, oh, well, they push for like Olympics. Like that, I guess that's like the highest level you push for in curling.
Yeah, like
really
the Brier Olympics, like yeah,
because people will do it full time and they'll play in the Grand Slams and stuff. But I feel like the Olympics is like what you're playing for at the end of the day. Though it's always like Gushu and like I mean, how cool would it be though to play against some of these people that you grew up watching? Well,
I feel like in every sport it's cool, but yeah, like if I accidentally stumbled into the Olympics, I'd be like, uh-oh.
What was the thing they said? You should always have like a normal person in the Olympics just to understand how good they are.
Yeah.
Like track and field where you have one guy who's
a comparison person. That's a great, like you should do.
You just need like a solid athlete. Like not like Olympic level, but just somebody who's like, I don't know, like a post-secondary athlete or something.
Somebody went off so once and then put me on the badminton court.
There you go. And just see like how, because it's hard when any sport, right? Like you could watch, like, I don't name it, hockey, basketball, whatever, and you like even the worst player, like the person who you're like, this guy's like, he just plugs a roster spot. That player, if they played against anyone else, would destroy them. Yeah. Like they have so much skill. It's
White
crazy.
Mamba, man, Brian Scalabrine. He was a basketball player and he was known for that concept. He didn't touch the floor basically in basketball, and then everybody thought they were better, and he did some media where he like one-on-one people and just cranked them. Yeah.
So that was a very fun Sportscast, and we're gonna get back to playoffs next week. We don't have the information yet. I'm hoping to get the information as soon as I can. We don't know what teams are going to be involved or how the format's going to go, because I think it's really going to start getting interesting with semis, which are happening on the 17th, I believe, which is not next week, but the week after. I think it's the Tuesday. So the semis are really where things are going to start to crank up. Maybe we can get the Lakers volleyball team on.
Yeah.
See what we can do there. That'd be kind of neat. That's right in your wheelhouse.
I would love that. And you know what's after playoffs?
Soccer.
Straight to soccer. No in between.
It's badminton. And this is the final Sportscast episode.
Yeah, this is.
So we're gonna have some interest. Next week will be interesting. Hopefully, it'll be a great quarterfinal that we'll get, depending on who's playing and what's gonna be happening. And other than that, it's just going to be kind of seeing what happens. We got the last hockey game regular season as well. Might try to get some post-secondary stuff. I know we didn't cover any of the scores and stuff. I did see the women's Lakers. York came back for that postponed game, and the women's Lakers took care of business with a 9-2 win. But yeah, we might get some post-secondary stuff as well. So we'll see.
Sounds good.
We'll see. All right, so that's been Sportscast number 73.
I'm Jackson Bull.
And I'm Ben Sargent. Thank you so much for watching and listening. You can, of course, if you have any comments, you can comment under the video, of course, but you can also send any information. If you have sports or anything you want us to cover, you can send it over to my email, ben@northbayecho.ca. You can also send us all of anything you want over social. So our social handle is North Bay Echo on Instagram. We're on TikTok, but don't send us messages on TikTok because I'll never see them. So probably Instagram or Facebook would probably be the best ways to do it. And I mean, you can try TikTok and see if I see it, or of course send me an email as well. So that'll do it for us. We will see you again next week for another edition of the Echo Sportscast.